Okay, hopefully this is a quick, easy to understand tutorial on how to use the discussion tab template by Alice Keeler. So once you've clicked on the link and opened the Google Sheet that I've sent you, you will note that there are two tabs at the bottom of the spreadsheet. On the first tab, I'm only going to show you how I ever have used this in the past. But I do not use column A, I just leave it alone. On column B, I usually copy and paste in my student roster for that section of that class. So obviously, all of the things you're doing here in this template, you really want to make a copy of the template first and then do it for like period 1A. And then make another copy of the template and do it for 2A and call it 2A. So once I've made a copy and let's say here's 1A, I'm going to put everyone's name that's in my class for 1A. So I've preloaded this with a few names that are just fake names. On the template tab here, you're going to have a blank spreadsheet basically. So if I were using this in the way that I think that you're trying to, I might do something like this. So starting on row 2, I might say, okay, I want to merge these cells together. I'm going to change my font to 12. I want to make it bold. I want to make it blue. And name of student portfolio. Okay. Insert owner of portfolio name here. So that is instructions basically. And then down here, I may want to merge these 5 rows together. 5 rows just seems reasonable to me, the amount of space. And then here I could type in professionalism, for example. And professionalism, if I were grading professionalism on a rubric, I might say, okay, so what I want the student to look for who is doing the peer review is this information. And then I can go top align that, make this bold, make this red, make it size 12. Okay. And then I can leave another 5 rows that I'm going to merge together. And these 5 rows are going to be for the reviewers. Um, let's just say peer review. Okay. So here, insert peer review comments here. Okay. And again, make that bold, make that size 12, make that red, etc. Top align that. And I could just keep going down for my rubric. Okay. So for example, for us, for this portfolio, students are required to enter information for all 4 years worth of classes, and they maintain this throughout their 4 years. So I could go and basically say here, okay, I do not want that bold, sorry. Okay, and then here again, I'm going to give myself 5 rows. I'm going to merge those together. I'm going to type peer review, insert peer review comments here. And I'm going to top align that, top align this, just a personal preference. Okay. And then I may want to even include a gray highlight for the cells that I want students to type in, because then I can make it really easy set of instructions and say, look, for students who are completing the peer review, I want you to type your answers, your comments in the gray section. So students will have the portfolio open, they'll review it, they'll go back, look at what I'm going to be grading for professionalism, and then the peer can type their comments to the student here. So what'll happen is once you have your template fully set up, so what I recommend that you do is make a copy of the template that I send you. On the first copy, make that your main copy for this assignment, for this portfolio assignment. Create this tab on that main template first before you put any names in, so that you have one main copy of the document that doesn't have names on it, that just has this stuff. Then my recommendation would be to make a copy of it and call it like 1A. Make another copy, call it 2A. Make another copy, call it 3A. And then on your 1A copy, right? So I can say, okay, so I want to make a copy of this. That's fine. But here I'm going to copy. I'm going to insert the names. I'm going to change it to 1A. You'll notice my template is still there. So we go back and note here that I left the first line blank. That is going to be important. Leave the first line blank on your template. So we put all of our names of all of our students for 1A here. Our template is complete. We may want to put some boxes around this stuff just to make it a little easier for them. Okay. And once I have it all set up the way I want, I'm going to go to Discussion tab and click Run Discussion tab. Hit Continue. You're going to authorize your Google account to run this extension. And then it does everything by itself. I am not touching the mouse. The computer will do everything from here. And what you're going to see is at the bottom of the screen, it is creating a copy of this template for every name that I listed on the first slide as a roster. Now, once you hit run, once you run Discussion tab, you can't go back unless you hit Control Z until it takes you all the way back. But it'll undo everything. There's no way to like unrun it overall. So you'll note that my original template tab is gone. My original tab for the student list is gone. But what is here now is a tab for Steve Cahoon, a tab for Brad Hill, a tab for Jeff Bernstein, and a tab for Greg Slack, and a tab for Sarah Smith. And all of those tabs have that template on there. So the way that I use this with students is I would go up here, I would say share, I would say, students in Anne Arundel County, you must make them editors because they're going to type on this Google Sheet, copy the link, and then you share that link in Google Classroom or whatever it is that you're using, how you're sharing assignments right now. Then what will happen is when the students open it, it's very simple. You tell them, go to open the spreadsheet and go find the tab at the bottom of the screen with their name on it. They're going to go to their tab. I'm going to type in the name of the person whose portfolio that I'm reviewing. I'm going to review the portfolio. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to say, may want to make images larger and not stretch them so much. May also look for high resolution images. May want to align the images and text boxes better on each slide. May want to not have images and text boxes hanging onto the edge of the slide. Leave a consistent border around the slide. Okay? And that's all there. So for you, the challenge would be this, is that Steve Cahoon could go on to Jeff Bernstein's tab and I could start typing. I could delete things. So I could quote unquote mess with someone else's work, or I could accidentally not follow instructions. And if my name is Greg Slack, when this opens the first time, it's going to open on Steve Cahoon's. So if I start typing, hopefully Steve Cahoon's going to speak up and say, "Hey, someone's typing on my template," and then the teacher just says, "Hey, look, everyone, go find the tab at the bottom of the screen with their name on it." So then when you go to grade it, it's kind of nice because then in Google Spreadsheets, you just have one sheet you can open, and then you can just go from tab, give Steve Kahuna a grade, look at what Brad Hill said about Jane Doe, give him a grade, Jeff Bernstein, and it's all in one place. I hope this helps.